The following announcement has been paid for by
the ENN Podcast.
He has a good energy, you guys.
Can you feel
Sport.
that excitement?
And also,
Wearing the merchandise, wearing the hats.
Is what I'm seeing for real?
Wild here live from Lincoln Financial. Yeah, come on.
I can't wait till this video's over so I can say its name anymore.
Music.
Wow.
Man, again, and I hate to do this again, but these are
What the hell? What is this? Whoa! What the hell?
And more.
What's his next book gonna be called? Got you cocksucker! I did not see that coming.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the ENN Podcast. I'm professional wrestler Chris Wilde, live once again from bar 4133. And we know I've taken a bit of a break from the podcasting, but we're back for the 2024 NFL season. And the Eagles have had an amazing offseason so far. We're going to get into that in another video. But today, the schedule was released for the Eagles. We know last year their schedule kind of produced a lot of problems, I thought, in the later half of the season. A lot of back-to-back banger games, just crushing games. Some of them the Eagles won, some of them obviously that they didn't. And I think maybe, again, a lot of that had to do with their collapse. Maybe, but before I get into the schedule, let's talk about this new fit, this new Heart Killer hat from Joker Customs. I've got a bunch of them on the way, and there will be information to get your hands on one of these bad boys and support the channel. With that being said, let's get right into this schedule. I have not seen this. This was written down for me, and I'm going to react to it right here live with you guys. We start week one. We knew about this for weeks, maybe months now, as the Eagles are going to be the first team to go to Brazil along with the Green Bay Packers. They're going to lose a home game and have to play in Brazil at 8:15 p.m. My thoughts on this game: it sucks for the Eagles because the Packers are going to be a good team, and it's going to be a team that you would love to have that home crowd for, that Lincoln Financial Field crowd for. You're not going to get that. Who knows what the Brazil fans are going to be? I mean, they're definitely not all going to be Eagle fans. Sucks for the Birds, but look, I'm going to say that the Eagles can pull off a victory here with this new team because the Packers are not going to have any idea on what the offense is, what the defense is going to look like. I think they're going to be able to catch them off guard and get a W here in Brazil. Week two, the Eagles have another home game. This is their first home game, and it's a Monday Night Football game against the Atlanta Falcons. Again, we knew about this for a couple weeks. I think the Falcons are going to be a decent team this year, but it is prime time, and they will have Kirk Cousins starting, and we know how Kirk Cousins does in prime time against the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that's another victory, and probably will be a pretty easy victory. Now we go into week three, away game against New Orleans Saints. Not sure what the New Orleans Saints are going to look like this year. I think the Eagles get an easy 1 p.m. victory there, and thank God it seems like we have more. Just looking down right now, I'm seeing a back-to-back 1 p.m. game. Wow, as the Eagles face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team that destroyed the Philadelphia Eagles in the playoffs. Last year we played them early on in the season, just like now. I think it might have been week 3 last year, and we defeated them. I think this year we beat them again. 4-0 Philadelphia Eagles for me. Week 5, early-ass bye. Don't like that, but it is what it is. Last year we had one later on in the year. This year we get one early. Again, somebody's got to get the early bye, and this year the Philadelphia Eagles do. But they come back home against the Browns, another 1 p.m. game. Another win for the Eagles. I'm not having them lose to the Browns, and whoever their quarterback's going to be, if it's going to be Deshaun Watson, who knows. But I don't have the Eagles losing that game 5-0. We got the Eagles now week 7, an away game against, and this is the first division game against the New York Giants, another 1 p.m. game. So 4 1 p.m. games back to back to back to back. I'm not sure if that even happened last year. I love it. Nothing's better than a 1 p.m. football game to me. It's against the Giants. Saquon Barkley goes back to New York. I am not having Daniel Jones beat this team, especially when Saquon Barkley, look, New York kind of pissed him off on his way out. And I think this is a revenge game for Saquon going back to New York. Again, hopefully nobody gets hurt on that turf. Knock on wood. Where are we at now? We are at a 6-0 for the Philadelphia Eagles. Go away against the Bengals, 425. I am going to give this the first loss for the Eagles a second away game in a row against a Bengals team that is very good. Joe Burrow, if he's still standing, and I think he will be. All the Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. They have a great team, a good defense, and I think that they give the Eagles their first loss, a close loss, away against Cincinnati Bengals. Week 9, Dougie P comes home as the Jaguars face the Eagles on Sunday Night Football. Another primetime game for the Birds. The Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence or Mac Jones or whoever they're having at quarterback are not beating the Eagles on that day. So 8-1 for the Eagles there. Next, away against Dallas, 425. We have not been able to beat Dallas away, and I can't remember how long. It might have been since the 2017 season. This is the year that the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. 9-1 Birds as they go away to face the Cowboys. Come home the next weekend, Thursday Night Football, or next week, I should say. Thursday Night Football against the Washington Commanders. The Commanders are not beating the Eagles this year, especially on a Thursday night at home. Eagles defeat them 10-1, Philadelphia Eagles. Now this is where it gets a little bit weird for me. Week 12 away. Once again, they go to LA to face the Rams. On Sunday Night Football, primetime game, I have the Eagles beating the Rams that game, which is going to make them 11-1. They go away to face the Ravens at 420. 420 Week 13 against the Ravens. I think the Eagles beat the Ravens, and here's why. I think Lamar Jackson's an amazing quarterback. I think him and Jalen Hurts, I think, very similar. And I think the Eagles defense have, after playing Jalen Hurts in practice, are going to have a good feel for what it's like to face Lamar Jackson. I think they come away with the win there. So we got them at 12-1 so far. They come home against the Panthers. They're going to destroy the Panthers at 1 p.m. We're looking at 13-1. Another home game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think the Steelers are going to beat the Eagles. I've got them at 14-1. That's a 425 game. Away against Washington. Again, I said the Washington Commanders were not beating them. Yes, 15-1. They face the Cowboys at home. I have that as I think the Cowboys are somehow going to find a way to beat the Eagles there. It might be like a trap game, 425. So we're looking at 15-2, and then they're going to face the Giants. And what might be a meaningless game at that point, I still have the Eagles beating the Giants. So 18 games, we're looking at 16-2 for the Eagles. They only have them losing 2 games, and that's to the Cowboys and to the Bengals, and that's where I sit right now. I mean, look, I can make a case for the Eagles to win all these games. To be honest with you, they only have 4 home games in the first 13 weeks. In the first week, I don't count that as a home game. That's going to be kind of tough. But the end of the schedule, I mean, home against the Panthers, home against the Steelers, home against the Commanders. I just see this as a very favorable schedule as in part of the Philadelphia Eagles. And last year was so hard of a schedule. I think this is what makes me feel this way. I love what they've done as far as the coordinators. This will be for another video for another time. But I think that it's going to be, they're going to take a lot of teams by surprise because the offense is stacked. I think the defense is going to surprise. The defense, and again, knock on wood, the defense cannot be as bad as it was last year. I think the Eagles go back to being one of the top teams in the NFC. And yes, I am biased because I'm an Eagles fan, but hey, that's what makes doing this so much fun, guys. Hope you enjoyed my take on this schedule. I think it's great. Again, a lot of 1 p.m. games. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 primetime games. Hate the Thursday game, but everybody needs a Thursday game. And I think the Eagles are going to do well. I really do. Loving what they're doing so far in the offseason. Again, we'll talk about that in another time, another video. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, go Birds, and I'll see you later.